$600 stimulus checks are going out, and the money could be showing up soon in your bank account. Brian Malahy asking questions about how this money is going to impact people in Utah. And Brian, you talked to some people today. What are they saying about this stimulus money?
One in particular who said it's helpful, it's better than nothing, but it doesn't appear to be having a great effect in terms of victory laps over $600. We're outside Anna's restaurant in Murray. You can see that the lights are off. It has had dine-in through much of...
Here is the exciting news. Over 5 new payments are set to go out to eligible people this month, and much more money is expected to go out to low-income households before the end of the year. And by the end of this month, final payments of the year will be automatically deposited into bank accounts or mailed to eligible recipients in several states. So be sure to continue watching to see if you're eligible for the 4th stimulus payment. Now, earlier this year, the California state has authorized payments of up to $1,000 to help residents of the Golden State deal with inflation. And according to the state's franchise tax board, more than $5 billion has already gone out. However, some eligible recipients will receive payments in the form of a debit card in December. So if you do a payment and it doesn't come by the end of this month, don't worry. And if you are charged any banking information since your 2020 tax return, be sure to confirm it with the IRS, because the franchise tax board is sorting these payments out and promises to mail a debit card to you by January 14th. The Colorado lawmakers also voted to send direct payments to state residents in the form of a tax refund thanks to the Colorado Cashback Program. And single filers receive a $750 check, and joint filers are due $1,500. So while many people in Colorado have already received a direct check, anyone who filed for an extension and filed their tax return by October should expect a stimulus payment by January 31st. The Colorado lawmakers have already done this, and now the full-time Idaho residents who filed taxes in both 2020 and 2021 are also due a tax rebate of 10% of the tax amount of their income. So that is a lot of money, everybody, to receive in stimulus payments, because joint filers will receive a minimum of $600. The Idaho Tax Commission began processing these rebates in September, with more plans to continue through early next year. Currently, they are sending approximately 75,000 payments each week. A one-time payment of at least $500 is going to be helping so many people out. And for instance, a resident must have not been eligible for federal stimulus payments and must have filed a tax return in order to receive the missing stimulus cash. Because the state is also sending $500 to every ITIN holder on the tax return. And let's say that a married couple has 2 children, and all 4 members of the family have an ITIN. That family can expect to receive an extra $2,000 in their bank account. Officials have said that if you have not received payment by December, you should contact the New Jersey Division of Taxation in order to get the payment sent to you right away. Because now, eligible people in Pennsylvania and people with disabilities are set to receive a rebate on property taxes or their rent paid in 2021. Eligible homeowners must earn no more than $35,000 a year. Eligible renters must earn no more than $15,000 a year. Half of security income is already excluded from this amount, and for instance, if you receive $24,000 in Social Security payments, only $12,000 would count forward and toward your total income. And also, you have until December 31st to apply for the rebate. The maximum standard rebate is $650, but people in Pennsylvania who qualify for supplemental rebates may receive up to $975. According to experts, the average American is still feeling stressed by inflation, and the effects are not being felt evenly across categories. Shoppers being more selective about the purchases, and some are even skipping electronics in favor of staples. And Walmart is among a slew of retailers that have seen a shift in shopping patterns as inflation drives up the price of food, housing, and more. And according to CNBC, for the big box retailer, this looked at challenges and opportunities. As the nation's largest grocery store, Walmart has used low prices to attract customers, and about 75% of its market share in groceries came from shoppers with an annual household income of more than $100,000. But everybody, I believe that President Biden should do more for the people in sending out stimulus payments. If you guys agree, tell me in the comments.
Absolutely. The barriers to certain size mortgages creates no incentive for the banking industry to, not just even in home loans, but in small businesses. And really, we're asking to look at such things as special purpose credit instruments to also create more access. So lowering the access to and qualifying for CRA, it would be significantly beneficial.
And this is to the other panelists. I mean, we know that, all of us know from just our history, not only from academics telling us this, but owning your home can be an incredibly strong economic foundation for families. I've seen it all throughout Detroit, which is the most beautiful, blackest city in the country, where having your own home helped elevate people out of poverty. And so to the panelists, how do you see our housing affordability crisis impacting racial and wealth gap in our country? I know I see the specific things that need to happen and how people are working around, again, CRA and all these other things. But, do you have specific policy recommendations for us? I don't know if Mark or...
Yeah, I can offer the following thoughts, and I appreciate your attention to the fact that lower cost housing stock creates an opportunity for people to become homeowners at a lower price point and thereby rebuild neighborhoods and rebuild equity. It's a great opportunity. So my suggestion would be very quickly, we need more down payment assistance programs. We need a method to address.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Credit. And also,
Chairman, I'll follow up with the panelists. I'm so sorry, yeah. Mark and Caroline. And you will follow up with both of you on these policy recommendations. Thank you so much for your time.
The gentlewoman yields. The gentlewoman from Pennsylvania, Ms. Dean, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
The COLA goes into effect with December benefits, which are paid in January. Initial 8 million SSDI beneficiaries start receiving an increase on December 30th, 2021. But the remaining recipients will see additional funds this month. Now, if your birthday falls between the 11th and 20th, your checks are paid on 3rd Wednesday, and you'll see the first COLA on January 19th with a stimulus check. You should have saw that by now. Those born between the 21st and end of the month receive benefits on the 4th Wednesday, which is January 26th. I know many of you are wondering whether Social Security benefits will go up next year. Well, the COLA is based on an increase of the Consumer Price Index, and according to multiple sources, this year's raise was the result of broad increases in the cost of goods, especially gasoline. So, hopefully President Biden does what it takes and sends out more stimulus payments before it gets too late. If you guys agree, then tell me in the comments.
So recently, Bernie Sanders was out on the Senate talking about this big new stimulus package, the budget plan that's possibly going to have maybe a 4th stimulus check inside of there. And he's talking about the new plan that's going to move forward. So I wanted to show a really quick Bernie Sanders, because I know he's pushing to get this. He is part of this big committee to get this $3.5 trillion stimulus package through the Senate and try to move over to the House so President Biden can sign it.
That the President and the Democratic caucus are prepared to go forward in addressing the long